When it comes to qualitative study, I mean studies that are not statistically based, but that are textual based and they are non-numerical based, your sample size could be as low as one respondent. In qualitative study, you can have as low as only one respondent for the entire study. And we don't have any system of determining sample size. The sample size in qualitative study is attained by what we call data saturation points. And what do I mean by data saturation point? Data saturation point simply implies that in quantitative study, you need to continue to interview people and get the data until you get to a point where the information you are obtaining is just a repetition of what you have previously obtained. For example, if you obtain information from the first person, second person, third person, fourth participant, fifth participant, sixth participant, and then after hitting number 12 participant, if number 13, 14, 15, the information they are producing reflects exactly what has been reported within the first 12, then it means you have reached what we call data saturation point. And at that point, we conclude that enough is enough, because going in further is not bringing in anything new. It is rather repeating exactly what has been done or what has been gathered already. And that is how quantitative data sample size is determined. So you cannot predetermine the number of people to participate in the study. Neither can you boldly argue that you are going to interview this exact number. Even though people do that, but that is the wrong way, and they just do it and have their way through. But a good supervisor will let you know that this is not how to go about it. And any good donor with a good consultant will question you about the fixed figures that you are putting in there, or the fixed number of participants that you are putting in there. You cannot put them in there. Everything is determined by the saturation point. So if you gather the data up to number 50, and the data still, the respondents or the information trooping in is still giving you a unique information that is different from what has previously been gathered, then it means that you still need to continue, because there are still other information that may be insightful, that may be useful in your study, and you must allow the system to continue until you get to a point where any further information being obtained or being gathered reflect or repeat what has already been gathered. And at that point, we say enough is enough.